Sarriyah?
Okay, so I would like you to listen to my ideas.
Okay.
And then give me input on how to expand them further.
Okay.
And if they need to change them, then what to change.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with my presentation on the project.
Tell me what you want to create.
Okay, so the project. Yeah. Okay, so basically I'm going based off colour.
Okay.
Because in my head, basically, I go through like a lot of different mood swings during the day. So I thought I could link that with colour. And colour shows different
emotions.
Yes, emotions. So basically, I want to do my performance is going to be based on like a set journey. And then like each station I get to, I split off or split into a different like, not character but different mood, should I say, emotion.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I have to look at non-naturalistic practitioners.
Like?
But that's what I need to work on.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay, so do you want me to list some? Okay, so obviously the father of all naturalism is Brecht. No, non-naturalism is Brecht. Yeah. You can also, what are you trying to create? What do you want the audience to feel? If you tell me that, then I can tell you what practitioners could have that effect.
I want them to know what it's like to go through different like emotions quickly.
Okay, so is this an acted piece?
Yes.
Okay, are you going to include like movement?
Yeah, I'm going to include
physical theatre and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we do a lot of dance stuff with sound, so any of them people can be relevant. Animals, you know, like looking into animals and how their anger and when they're angry, how they move. But for acting style, I'd just stick with Brecht if I was you, because it's like clear, you know what I mean? And I think that the way he has the placards and stuff, it'll be nice for you to be able to explain what's happening on stage. Yeah.
I'm not understand.
Okay, that's fine. I'll send you the video as well.
Oh yeah. So I have to look at if I want to do it by myself or with people.
Okay.
Which I don't know yet.
I would say by yourself. I think that the way you work, from past watching you work, I think that you get quite in your head, and it'd be better if you're by yourself, because then there's no one around you telling you you can't do that, and you can just try everything. Do you know what I mean? And because it's quite a raw subject that you're doing, like colour and emotion and how it feels to be angry and sad and stuff, yeah, we want to really feel it. We want the audience to really feel it, and I want you to take on a challenge where it doesn't have to be a long piece. A 5-minute piece, yeah, of you could be a mixture of or you know what it could be. Do you know, to feel when you feel uncomfortable, you could sing, because when you sing, you generally feel uncomfortable, don't you? So let's hone in on the things that you do, that make you feel certain emotions. So when you sing, you feel uncomfortable. So then you won't be acting it on stage, you will be really feeling it. And then it's an easier way of portraying your actions, because you'll be feeling uncomfortable by singing. So instead of, the colours is good, because you could have something that a certain light could be on you that represents that colour. So uncomfortable could.
I was going to do it by myself, and I was just going to have one other person, not do nothing, but to shadow me.
I know that's fine, yeah.
If that would work.
It would work, yeah, as like, so are you the emotion and they're the person?
I was going to do more like...
Because I would have it as they're the person and you are the emotion.
Okay.
So you're actually the shadow of them, but we only focus on you. We only see that person in the back of the performance, because the person doesn't matter in your piece. It's the emotion that matters. Yeah. So I would go fully abstract and full contemporary, and literally don't even set it up. When I mean set it up, don't be like, my name's Sarriyah Codlin, I feel things. Just have like, it could be short little monologues of like anger, and there's a certain colour light that's on you, and something happens, you have to hone in on something that happens where you generally feel angry, yeah? And we want to see you angry on stage, yeah? And then it could be like a light bulb moment, maybe like a quick 5-second blackout, another colour, and it's another emotion. I don't think you need to do it as like an acted piece. I think it needs to be like more like an installation piece where it's like, you don't even shout anger, literally, colour, and you do that anger. You do a piece about that anger. Could be the same piece repeated, but one time you do it angry, then you do it happy, then you do it confused, then you can sing it because you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I don't want you to say anger, happy, and then you do it. I want the audience to think.
Okay.
Am I coming across clear?
Yes.
I mean, like, in my head it's clear. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot. Colours is nice, but I think that then to get into the things that generally make you feel uncomfortable, because this can also be a piece that it's finding yourself, because I know you struggle with anger and stuff like that.
At the end of the whole performance, it's to link it back to mental health.
Yeah, which is fine, but don't say that.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Because I think that your piece will work better if it just lives as what it is. If it just lives as a girl on stage, singing, feeling uncomfortable. A girl on stage, feeling anger because something in your head or something has happened that you generally feel anger. I don't want you to set it up.
So it shouldn't be scripted, because someone told me it should
Right,
be scripted.
yes. So you need to figure out what you're going to be saying. So
Okay.
when you're angry, you need to figure out something that you're going to be saying, but use your real life experiences. What makes you angry? If it's someone in the college, use it. Although you are acting because you're on stage, you're doing something. You're just being Sarriyah, and you're being Sarriyah being angry, and then you're being Sarriyah being happy, and then you're being Sarriyah being uncomfortable. So you need to look at performance art, yeah, because it's quite performance arty. You can tell me I'm going in the wrong direction if you like, because I'm going a little bit contemporary and abstract because that's the way I work. But yeah, that's who you are. It's Sarriyah on stage. So performance art. When I mean performance art, I don't mean like it can get a little bit weird. Performance art is. I mean that there isn't a line between it's art or performance. It's both. You know what I mean? Because if you're scripting it, yeah, because you need to know mentally for an actor, you need to know what you're saying. But if it's ad-libbed at parts, I need to get so if you're up and you've got something to say, like do you know when you come up to me when you're angry, or what, next time you do that, I want you to realise what you've said to me, yeah, and that's going to be your scripted part, yeah. So we'll figure it out. It can be something different. You can write something if it feels like, if you want to write something that you generally feel in life heartfelt, then do that. I think that I literally just want to see like a blank stage, yeah. You come walking on as Sarriyah. You're Sarriyah through the whole piece. You don't change character. You're Sarriyah. A red light for anger. Let's have red, yeah. Just because that's like the universe. You need to look at what colours mean different emotions.
Need a colour scale.
Yeah. So a red, and then you act it angrily. Yeah. So a red light comes on, and you start acting angrily, doing this monologue. I'm doing monologue because it's not going to be like a monologue that like a Shakespearean monologue or a play. It's going to be something that actually has happened, yeah? Light goes off, black, another light comes on, and it could be the same monologue done in a different way, or something completely different but happy. But I think the moment that it stemmed from the fact that when you sing it, you feel uncomfortable. I think I don't want you to ever say what emotion you're doing. So even though the singing for the audience might be a bit like, what's she doing now? If you physically are uncomfortable on stage, because I've seen the way you act when you're singing, everyone knows you're uncomfortable. That's the beauty of it. It's like, that's it, invisible theatre, that's what you need to look up. invisible theatre, theatre of the everyday, I think it's called as well. So they're pieces where you can be on a train and someone can be acting something but the audience don't know. Yeah, the audience just think it's life. But obviously the audience are going to know because you're on stage, but the way you do it needs to be a bit like, it's just every day. This is Sarriyah angry. This is Sarriyah happy. You could even say that if you liked. If you want to say the emotion, you could be, this is Sarriyah angry, and then you do it, and then light goes off, light comes back on. This is Sarriyah happy. Because then it's your conscience talking, so you are the conscience, and then the shadow in the background is Sarriyah, and this is your mind. Do you know what I mean? Am I confusing it?
No, I do get it. Maybe not as clear as in your head.
Okay, so ask me a question about what I've just explained, because I need to know that you are on board. But if you also think I'm totally crazy and I'm going in the wrong direction, tell me.
No, I like your idea.
Okay.
But in my head, what you've just said is that I'm the performance. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the person behind me is the I'm the emotion, and they act it out.
No.
Or I act it out.
You're doing it normally.
Yeah.
But they're just copying you in the darkness because they're representing the body of Sarriyah. You're representing the mind of Sarriyah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
But you are Sarriyah.
Okay.
But personally, I wouldn't have that person in the background. But if you want it, it can add something. It can be nice. Good idea, Danny. Danny just said, I'm going to voice note Sarriyah when she's angry, so then she knows what to say. That's a very good idea. Yeah, so, yeah, I wouldn't have that, but it can add something as well. But I think it could look really powerful if you are just Sarriyah on stage, being angry. If you are Sarriyah on stage, being happy. And I kind of want you to do it by yourself, purely because then, if you don't work as hard as, because let's be honest, you sometimes get distracted. Yeah?
I do get distracted.
Yeah, so the only person that can distract you now is yourself, because you haven't got anyone else in your group. Yeah, and if you don't do the work, you haven't got a performance because it's Sarriyah. Okay, and you might be scared because it's a one-woman show, yeah, but it's also a moment where you can take it. You can take this, and then this can also lead into your life. Like, you could use this for drama school, you know what I mean? Or for Manchester Met, wherever you want to apply. Or even if you don't want to apply, I think for you personally, it might be something nice for you to do for Sarriyah, to realise this is how Sarriyah is when she's angry, and this is how Sarriyah is when she's happy. Yeah? Okay. But I'll work with you on it, because you really need to hone in on how you act when you are happy and how you act when you are angry. I don't want it to be fake acting, like, even though when you're angry you do that. That's how you do it. But I don't want it to be like, you know, when normal people are angry and like their fists go and like, it's like the melodramatic acting. I don't want you to do that. So when you're happy, yeah, people smile when they're happy, but people can also be happy just sitting here now. You know what I mean? You could just sit on stage on a chair. Sarriyah's happy because you're just sitting. You're just being Sarriyah. It's simple but so effective, I think. And if it works, gold stars. If it doesn't work, it's my fault. But I'll help you the whole way through, okay?
Okay.
But I also, it's your piece, and you have ownership on it. Just put me in the credits. No, I'm joking. Yeah, but I'm here to help you whenever. So what's your next point? What are you going to do? Research then?
Yeah, and do my presentation.
Yeah. So explain, how's your presentation going to be explained now?
Okay.
Okay.
So basically I'm going to explain my idea, which is obviously based on the colour, and then go through like each section, and then I'm going to do what influences me to create this.
Me.
And then I need to see how I can, like, almost, even though it's me, link it to the audience, and then how to portray it to the audience, because I'm guessing they probably will be confused.
Yeah, but I like that. I want it to be so so real and so raw and so intimate. That's the feeling you want. You want the audience to, you want it to feel like it's just you. You're just in your room. You're just being Sarriyah. Nothing else matters. This is Sarriyah. You could call it This is Sarriyah if you like. This is Sarriyah. This is Sarriyah. Happy. And you're just sitting on your phone because you're still acting because you're on stage and people are watching you.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost gets into that weird thing where it's like everyone in life is permanently acting because you're permanently being watched. You're permanently being on stage, putting on a show. When you walk out of this college, you're putting on a show. You know what I mean? This is just a heightened reality of it because you're on stage and people are watching you. But the way the staging could be, you could have the audience surrounding you and you could just be in the middle. This is Sarriyah. It's going to be so good. I'm excited about this. But yeah, in the presentation, if you want me to help explain, because if you want me to stand up and be like, I've took over a bit, but this is what Sarriyah means, because it's in my head and I want it to get to your head because it's your piece. But I know that sometimes I get carried away and I can be a bit like too much. But there's a piece called From Complicity, yeah. Write that down, Complicity. Where this man has headphones. No, the audience have all headphones on, yeah. And he is on stage with a model of a head, but inside the model of the head is a microphone. And he touches the side of the head and the audience feel it in their headphones. Yeah, this is a massive theatre. Imagine the Hippodrome. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got earphones on and there's a man on stage just touching the side of his fake head, but they're hearing it. Yeah? But he's on stage by himself. You need to find your, do you know what we do with Anushka? Your point of, you're on stage now. Okay? If you don't want to find that point, don't, because you just Sarriyah on stage. You know what I mean? But it's important to be able to have the audience, that everyone's going to be watching you. I don't want to scare you, but you're going to be the focus point. But then that also, it can heighten your feelings. If there's a moment where you're meant to be doing happy, your next emotion is meant to be happy, but you're feeling a bit uncomfortable, change it to uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Okay. Be free with it. Be real. Be Sarriyah. Okay? Bit weird. Any more questions? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I hope I haven't overwhelmed you.
I'll watch it back.
Okay.